Hi there everyone, it's Katrin from 3Ps. Welcome. This video is about how to train on holiday, and it's come out of a question that I've had that's come in to the Facebook page, which is at facebook.com/3Ps media. Thanks very much for the question. So, how do you train on holiday? I've got 4 tips for you. The first one is the fact that it's really important that you not be a perfectionist. So if your training routine at home is, you train, 3 to 5 times a week, you're going on holiday, you don't know if there's a gym, you're not sure how you're going to train, don't set yourself up for failure by saying, I'm definitely going to train 3 to 4 times a week, I'm going to find a gym, when I get there, I'm going to take all my training gear. Take the pressure off and accept that maybe that's not what's going to happen. And rather than set yourself up for failure, start from, adjust your goals. So rather than saying, I'm definitely going to continue my training routine, consider your holiday as an opportunity to do something different. So, for example, if you're going to the beach, then look at what sports you can do as an alternative. This is also, holidays are about doing things differently and trying to refresh. So don't just take your old routine with you on holiday, do something different. When I go on holiday, I try to do different sports. I do obviously a lot of weight training when I'm in London, and I run as my sort of 2 main sports, and I also horse ride. I've got a horse called Misty. You may have seen stuff on the Facebook page about Misty. When I'm on holiday, I do completely different things. I'm very rarely in the weights room. Often there is a weights room on holiday, but it's really bad. I remember going to Mykonos, and there's one weights room on Mykonos, and it's a nice gym, it's a friendly gym, but the equipment is very old, and some of it's quite rusty. We're talking about a marine environment, and it's quite a travel to get there, and it takes a big chunk out of my holiday when I train there. So I got to the point where when I went to Mykonos, I just said, I'm just not going to weight train. I'm going to treat this as a holiday from weights. I'm going to do something else. So now, when I go on holiday, I often go to La Santa in Lanzarote, which is a big sports resort you may have heard of, where a lot of triathletes go. There's a really famous Ironman that happens in Lanzarote in May. I go there twice a year because I've got timeshare there, and I go there and I do different sports. So I'll kayak, I'll do badminton, I'll do tennis. I do run in the morning, and that's a pleasure because I'm in a completely different environment, and I'm running by the sea, and it's just beautiful and completely different from where I'm normally in London. But I specifically do those activities because I know that if I'm going to go into try and do my normal routine, the gym there unbelievably is not air conditioned. It's very hot, and the guys that man the gym don't really know about weights, and there isn't really anybody big in there that will motivate me. So I'm sort of on my own in there. It's not a great experience. I'd much rather just do something completely different. So my first tip number 1 is, don't just pack your routine in your suitcase and try and unpack it when you get on holiday. Try something different. The second thing I would say is, particularly if you're going away with family or friends, is try to agree before you go what you're going to do activity-wise, and don't think that you're going to get loads of time off just to go off and train, particularly if you've got kids. The holidays are a time to reconnect with family and friends, and I think that's really important. So don't overschedule yourself, and accept that maybe your fitness routine is going to take a back seat for other things. So I said when I go to La Santa in Lanzarote, I do a lot of badminton and tennis. Why do I do those? Because my sons really, really enjoy it, my older sons, and it's a sport I can do with them. So although I tend to run on my own when I'm there, other sport, it's a group sport with the kids. It's a mucking about sport. It's nothing serious, but it's good activity. I'm with them because I've got 2 older boys plus my younger kids. I'm probably doing 2 hours of badminton or tennis a day. That's pretty good going, I think. And I'm using completely different muscles. So I tend to come back and feel actually really great because the muscles I've been using to pump iron are getting some rest, and I'm using different muscles. I often come back with my obliques feeling really great because of all the twisting that you do in badminton and tennis. So my second tip, my number 1 tip was, don't just take your routine with you and unpack it when you get there. My number 2 tip is, look at your schedule and don't overschedule yourself. I think that's really important. Number 3 is, if you really do want to train when you're there, then do your research before you go. So particularly if you're going to a city location, you should be able to find a gym, and a gym within walking distance. Some of my most memorable gym visits have been when I've been abroad. I remember going to a gym in New Orleans, and it was in the rough part of New Orleans. I had to get a cab to take me there and a cab to take me back. And I knew it was rough because the cabbie said to me, I'm going to come and pick you up. You're not walking around here. But having got there, this gym had the most amazing view because it looked out over the water, and it had fantastic weights equipment. And often, obviously, you'll find hardcore gyms in quite more tougher areas. So I'm used to that. But it was a really brilliant gym, and I'll always remember New Orleans for that. So if you really want to train when you're there, do your research before you go. Now it's very easy to check out where gyms are. You can have a look at what's available. I tend to find that if I don't do the planning before I go, I just don't have time when I'm there to try and do the research, or I don't have reliable Wi-Fi or whatever. So I always do my research before I go and find a gym that I really want to go to. And if I can't find something suitable, then I accept before I go that that's not going to happen, and I alter my plans. But if you can find a suitable gym, get that all scheduled before you go, and then make sure obviously that you pack your gym equipment. I would suggest that when you pack your gym equipment, you think about what equipment you can take with you. So for example, I would always pack some resistance bands. That sounds very girly, but I've got some heavy duty ones which I use to do things like pull-ups on. So if I've got a high pull-up bar, I'll put a resistance band down at sort of knee area, jump onto the band and then jump up to the bar. And I take that sort of thing with me so that if I get there and the equipment isn't suitable for me, I can adapt it. I also take that with me, so it's my plan B. So if I get there and find either I can't get to the gym, or the gym actually isn't open when I think it's going to be, or whatever there may be the reason, that I've got an alternative with me and ways to train. So I would always take a pair of running shoes with me, for example. Even if you're not a regular runner, take them with, because worst case you can go for a run or a walk. And I find that often is the high point of my holidays, when I do something different, like go for a run. So that's my tip number 3, is that if you're going to want to train, then make sure that you actually take some equipment with you, and you do your research before you go, so that you are definitely ready to get into the gym when you get there. And then my last point is to seriously consider about whether you want to use this as a time to have some rest, because in your holiday plans, having yourself stressed out because you're trying to find a gym and trying to train, it's to some extent counterintuitive to a holiday. So I would recommend, if you can, that you do a load of heavy gym sessions before you go, and then you treat your week or 2 weeks off as either completely off, or as a chance to do other types of functional fitness or aerobic fitness. So don't overload yourself with gym sessions while you're away. So really bomb it before you go, and then actually enjoy your holiday and not overly obsess about weights. One of the things that we know is that your muscles grow if they get rest, and often we're so busy when we're at home and working and training that we don't realise till we get away that actually what our muscles really needed was a rest. I often find when I come back from holidays, not only have I not lost muscle, but I've actually grown in size, and I look better because actually the muscles have had a chance to rest. It also gives any injuries you have a chance to rest. I have a niggle in one shoulder from being thrown from a horse, and if I don't give myself some rest time, at least every 3 months, it just becomes chronic. So actually I try not to feel guilty about going on holiday. I tend to plan for my holidays, do all my heavy gym work before I go. I'll take some light gym stuff with me, some running shoes, as I said, some resistance bands, some chalk, and then if I get in a gym session, great. If I don't, I'll do something else. I'll run, I'll play table tennis, I'll play tennis, I'll play badminton, I'll swim, I'll kayak, whatever it may be. But I'll find something that I can do that keeps me active, but it's something different that keeps my mind sharp, and I'll come back refreshed and ready to get back to my training schedule. So those are my top 4 tips on how to train when you're on holiday. But enjoy your holiday, have a great time. If I don't see you beforehand, I'll check in with you hopefully via YouTube when you're back. Please share this video if you want to, and send me a comment. I'd love to know how things go for you on holiday, what you do to help yourself to train, or whether you take that time off completely. Please subscribe, join the band here. You can also leave comments if you want on our Facebook page. We're at facebook.com/3Ps Media. Also, if you go onto our website, which is www.3pspublishing.com, there's lots of recipes for foods that will help you lean up or shred up, and there's also a connection to this YouTube channel, and also there are some workout schedules on there, so you can look at some of the planned workouts. I'm a personal trainer, so I've done some weights workouts for you. There are a couple on there. One is a whole body workout. There are 2 versions of that, and one is a push-pull weights split, and they're on there. So if you want the whole body workout, weights workout, then go on to www.3pspublishing.com/whole-body-workouts. If you want the push-pull, it's the same. It's www.3pspublishing.com/push-pull. That's it. Been a pleasure. I know you're busy. Great to see you. Always good to talk to you. I'll see you soon. This is Katrin from 3Ps Media. Bye.